Happy to be here.
Spirit coming off a 1-1 tie last week against Boston, and a heartbreaking one too, Danielle, because it was a late goal. Sydney LaRue gets through, scores that late goal, and really 3 points turned into 1 for Washington.
Right, but I think it was great, going away, first away game of the season, and at least getting a point on the road. It's always good to come away with a point.
That's something Western New York could not do. They went to Sky Blue FC last week, lost on an own goal, 1-0, and really the play that stood out for me in that game was the chance at the very end. Abby Wambach had a sitter from about 14 yards out and put it high. And, she apologized on Twitter. You could tell after the game that she was just devastated that that goal didn't go in and they didn't get a tie out of that game.
Yeah, I definitely think putting that ball away would have been great for the team. She's can oftentimes finish things like that, but you know what? That's the way it goes. First game of the season, she'll get over it. She's a professional, and she'll just move on from it.
Let's go through the starting lineups quickly for Washington and Western New York as well. Same 11 as we saw last week. Ashlyn Harris gets the nod in goal. She'll play behind the back four of Kika Toulouse, Ali Krieger on the outside, and then Robin Gale playing alongside Tori Huster in the middle. In the midfield for Washington, it'll be Lori Lindsay, Diana Matheson, and Ingrid Wells. Up front, Tiffany McCarty, last week's goal scorer, alongside Stephanie Oakes, and as well in that attack, Julia Roberts also in the midfield. So it's a 4-4-2, a little bit of wing play as well. And then for Western New York, Adriana French, who was the player of the week in a lot of pundits' minds after a great game last week. She gets the nod in goal. She'll play behind the back four of Alex Salin alongside Estelle Johnson, Brittany Taylor, and Kat Reynolds. In the midfield for Western New York, it's Angela Salem, McCall Zerboni, Sam Kerr, and Veronica Perez. And up top, Adriana next to the dangerous Abby Wambach.
Right. Should be a very fun game to watch. I'm very excited for this home opener.
Teams being introduced right now. As you can see, Western New York is in the white, Washington in the home reds today. As I said, first home game of the year. And a chance really to get 3 points, get near the top of the table, because just one game ended in a result last week. A lot of ties.
Absolutely, and I don't think you could ask for a better atmosphere right now here at the Germantown SoccerPlex. Fantastic amount of fans and a great pitch to play on. It should be very fun to watch.
We're expecting a sellout crowd or close to it for this game. The home side is full with some standing room. Lots of people on the beer garden hill to our right. And not too late for you to get out here. If you hurry, you can get here to the Plex and see the highest level of women's soccer in the world.
Should be fun.
Teams being introduced right now, as I said, Lori Lindsay captaining the Spirit today. And I think a great choice for that job. A veteran leader, someone who not only knows women's soccer, but knows his program. She played for the Washington Freedom before she was in Philadelphia.
Right. Lori is in the center midfield. She's just a little engine that could. She keeps the team together, keeps on working, and is really going to help this team push forward this year.
And I think it was key as well to have her as your captain for preseason, because with the international players in and out, she was here the whole time. She gave you some continuity.
Absolutely. She's a great leader out there.
So we'll be looking to see, I think the biggest key for Washington today is and it seems obvious, but Abby Wambach. Anytime you have a defender that's not taller than 5'7", you're marking Abby Wambach, that's going to be a challenge.
Absolutely. I mean, I guess what they need to do is just deny the ball into her head and obviously into her feet, because she's great with the ball at her feet too. So anytime they can deny the ball into her, I think they'll be successful defensively.
Before we have the national anthem, we're going to have a moment of silence to commemorate the tragic events at the Boston Marathon this week. So we'll have that moment of silence, then the national anthem, then we'll be back with 90 minutes of soccer. Now we'll have the national anthem. national anthem, and a beautiful one it was, concluded here at the Maryland SoccerPlex. We're ready to play some soccer. Let me make one correction already to the lineup. Kim Yokers getting the starting non-midfield for Western New York instead of Angela Salem. So that's the one change for Western New York from last week. Washington unchanged. So Washington comes in with a tie on the year. Western New York with just one loss, so a chance for them to face the difficult task of playing your first 2 games on the road and trying to get a point or at least 1 point out of this one. So both teams shaking hands right now. Washington bench is to our right, Western New York to our left. As I said, Washington is in the reds today with the red shorts, red socks, the white stripe with the Nike swoosh and the Spirit shield on the chest, and then Western New York in the all whites with white socks, black numerals in the back. AD French in the blue goalkeeping jersey, and Ashlyn Harris wearing the green today. Both teams posing for team photos right now. Today's officials, the veteran Kari Seitz gets the nod in the middle. Melanie Stoner and Dean Fairweather are the assistant referees, and Paul Shiramataro is the 4th official. So they'll have charge of this one. Only game tonight in the NWSL because Boston unable to get a flight out of Logan Airport due to the events there. Didn't go to Kansas City. That game was supposed to be tonight. And then tomorrow we'll see the Pacific Northwest Derby, and that should be a good one, Seattle and Portland.
I hear they have fantastic crowds out there. I mean, I think it's going to be great to see those 2 teams battle. And I watched a little bit of their streams last week, and it was some really good soccer, so that should be a great game.
McCall Zerboni and Lori Lindsay shake hands, go back to their respective sidelines. Aaron Lyons putting his team through some quick sprints and paces before they take the field. Mike Jordan's team huddling to our right. Conditions here, beautiful, sunny, a little windy. We'll be on the cool side by the time this game ends, but I would imagine as a player, this is the kind of conditions you like because you're not going to sweat too much, you're not going to be too cold, you're just going to kind of be in that middle ground.
Right, absolutely. And I don't think you can be dissatisfied with the pitch that they're about to play on. It's a fantastic field. Size is great. Coming away from that game in Boston where it was a little bit narrower, Washington is going to love playing a game on this field.
Teams come out, and I think Robin Gale thought that her team was going from right to left. She started towards the 18 to our right and then realized, wait a second, everybody else is going to the left. So
she played it off well.
So the Flash will attack the scoreboard end to our left here at the SoccerPlex. The Spirit going towards the beer garden end to our right. And it looks like Western New York will also have the ball to begin this one. So it's French, Salin, Johnson, Taylor, Reynolds, Yokers, Zerboni, Kerr, Perez, Wambach, and Adriana for Western New York. And then Harris, Toulouse, Gale, Huster, Krieger, Wells, Lindsay, Matheson, Roberts, McCarty, and Oakes for Washington. Kari Seitz checking the watch, getting ready to count up from zeros here for the first 45. Crowd still streaming into the Maryland SoccerPlex for this one. And a homecoming for Abby Wambach as well. Played for the Washington Freedom both in WPS and in WUSA. So coming home really for her in 2 ways. She comes home to her club team. She's from the Rochester area, and now she's playing in a familiar place for her from her club days.
Yeah, absolutely. She even stated before the game she's excited to be back here because she wants to see some of the old Freedom fans out here in support of the NWSL.
Ashlyn Harris has played for both these teams, or at least their ancestors.
Right.
Played for the Freedom. It was picked up by the Freedom initially.
Right.
And then won a title with Western New York. We're underway. Ball on the left side here as Reynolds loses the handle. The masked Yokers playing it up the line and out for a throw in for Washington. 15 seconds in. Krieger wants the ball from the ball grill. She'll get it. Wells making the short run. Also McCarty circling. It'll come for Diana Matheson. Ball broken up by Zerboni. Now handled in midfield. Losing the handle is Adriana. Now Wells has passed up the line, is blocked out for a throw-in. Krieger up the line, looking for Tiffany McCarty. Marked on that side by Reynolds. She'll turn the corner. Working towards the 18 now is McCarty. Cross towards the middle, is blocked out. Kept alive, but now it does go out. First corner of the match.
Nothing like a corner in the first minute.
Yeah, good start, absolutely. It'll be Lori Lindsay to take it. And it'll be interesting to see who the target is in this. We saw a lot of short corners in preseason, but they really played it straight up against Boston. We'll see what Lindsay does here. 2 players on each post for Washington. Everybody else will make a circling run from the top of the 18. Right-footed serve from Lindsay towards the 6. Headed out. Second ball. Blocked down. Now Matheson will get a look at the top of the 18. Her pass is blocked. Huster keeps it alive for Krieger. Ball play now up the line for Diana Matheson. The Canadian will go to work against Reynolds, working towards the near corner. Ball on the floor now for Lindsay. Missed touch there, but it is picked up by Krieger. Krieger, 25 yards, that'll set up the left foot. Cross towards the far post, headed out.
Missed touch turned into something good.
Here's Oakes. Nice footwork from her, trying to turn the corner. On Salen, working towards the far corner. And plays it off of Salen. We'll have another corner. Salen had the misfortune of scoring the first goal in Sky Blue history, but the problem was she was on the other team.
Right.
Own goal.
Happens.
Okay.
Unfortunately, because goalkeeper for Western New York had a great game last week.
A.D. Franch was their first-round pick out of Oklahoma State. Lindsay's hand comes up in the air, being an in-swinging ball from the far side. Beauty towards the far post and caught by Adriana Franch. Got to see Franch play in college this year with my alma mater, West Virginia, now in the Big 12. Got to see Oklahoma State this year. And she's just so athletic. Great athleticism, makes diving saves, controls her box well. Off to distribution, Lindsay wins it down. Intended for Oakes, but it's picked off in midfield. Swung left by Perez. Now it's Kat Reynolds for Western New York. Back to Perez, who will cross midfield. On the floor looking for Wambach, who's bodied up by Huster. And tumbling there is Adriana. She draws a foul. Free kick. And Lindsay saying that was a dive. The universal symbol for dive there. Sites will check on this shaken up Adriana and pronounce her okay. Free kick, which the Flash will take. Perez will lay it off. It'll go left for the captain, Zerboni. Pressured off the ball by Krieger, who wins the throw. Good defending there.
Great recovery.
Lindsay. Wells plays it forward. It's broken up. Here's Jokers. Reynolds. Chip towards the middle. Easy pick for Huster, who plays it on the floor for Julia Roberts. And I asked Mike Jordan this week about Julia Roberts, who's kind of the unsung hero of this midfield. I thought she really had a good match against Boston last week. Ball played through for Matheson. Tracked down by Estelle Johnson, who will knock it out for a throw. Johnson, another veteran of WPS, played for Philadelphia. Krieger will again take the throw in. To the feet of Matheson. The Canadian sets up the right foot. Pass is blocked and cleared. Huster. Lindsay. Now back for Robin Gale. Gale switches it left. Oakes unable to keep it alive. Ball kept alive on the sideline by Salen for Western New York. Dropped back short for Jokers and stolen away. Wells trying to turn. Doubles back for Roberts. Switch now for Krieger.
Great touch.
Krieger now working towards the right side. Early ball in towards the 18. Through and just missed by Matheson at the far post. There it was.
That was a fantastic ball by Allie Krieger. I need to not get as excited over here.
Crossed by Oakes. McCarty will pick it up on the edge of the box, looking for assistance. She'll try and turn. Lay it off for Wells. Wells' left-footed shot is weakly hit left-footed. Easy pick for Franch on the bounce. But Washington off to a good start in the first 5 minutes of this game.
I mean, I think the size of the pitch is what's really going to work for them today. And finding Krieger over on that right flank is going to be great for them.
Lindsay. Yeah, and that's something that they didn't have the luxury of last week at Boston, was that wide field, playing on turf, A, where the ball's going to roll faster and make it seem like it's smaller, and then B, not a wide pitch, much wider traditional soccer field here today. And I think when you have players like Matheson and Oakes that are good wide, this plays to your advantage even
Absolutely.
more. Johnson will slow it down, play it forward. Nice ball to the feet of Adriana. Now to Wambach. Perez. Right for Salen. Drop back now to Brittany Taylor, the Yukon product, will play it forward. Back heel through by Kerr, the Australian, but nobody home in white. And Robin Gale back for it. Gets it back from Lindsay. Now Huster. Roberts. Chip up the side. Nice ball into the path of Matheson. Matheson's in if she can get a touch. Matheson at the edge of the 18. Right footed shot towards the far post is a step wide.
That was a great distribution. Very well executed.
Good decision, too, I think, to shoot it early because
Absolutely.
the defender was closing.
Catch the keeper a little off guard as well.
So Franch with this goal kick, and distribution is especially important for a goalkeeper for Western New York because, if you can get it to midfield, Abby's got to get on the end of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Try to target Wambach. Header pinged around and won by Roberts. Good turn from Oakes towards the left side. Has a step on Salem, but the touch on the second ball too heavy, and it's picked off by Brittany Taylor, who knocks it out for a throw-in. 7th minute, no score. Washington's been on the front foot so far. Matheson's had a chance. Oakes. Cross comes in, blocked. Second chance for Oakes, who has Toulouse in support. She'll turn, cross it off of Salem, get another look at it. Third ball goes to Roberts on the floor. Her cross is blocked. Falls for McCarty in the box. McCarty trying to get an angle to shoot, does show, but that's blocked. Now Toulouse picks up the charge and she loses possession. Adriana. Salem. Chipping it up the side. Good ball into the path of Sam Kerr. Thus Joing working up the flank. Has time and space. Now Wambach jostling for space in the middle. Cross faked as Gale picks it up and blocks the cross. Gale with a good touch there to win it.
Very well defended there.
Finds her fellow Canadian Matheson. Oakes, who's been busy on that left side, picks it up again. Plays it through for McCarty. Flag goes up.
She didn't even take a look to see if she was even close to being outsides, but right idea.
Well, as a forward, you almost wanted to get one or two of those
Oh,
again.
absolutely.
Because you want to keep that defense honest.
Absolutely.
Franch will come out to take the free kick in the 9th minute of a scoreless game. Over everybody, gets volleyed by Krieger. Falls in midfield for Kat Reynolds. Her chip given away, and Matheson has possession. She and Lindsay have dominated the middle of the park so far. Here's Gale. Under pressure from Wambach. She'll play it on the floor. Here's Oakes. Switch of fields intended for the run of Ingrid Wells, but too far. Reynolds will shepherd it back to her goalkeeper, Franch. Franch, who had 38 shutouts in college, which earned her a call-up to the national team in the last couple months. Now that Tom Sermani has taken over, he's looking at a couple of players, and especially with Hope Solo out, chance for a goalkeeper to prove themselves. Ashlyn Harris got her first cap as well at the Olive Garden Cup because of Solo's injury. Gale. Harried by Wambach. On the floor for Oakes. Nice touch there from Oakes to evade some pressure. Switch right for Wells as Matheson stumbles in the center circle. Still Wells on the ball, working left, has Oakes in support. She'll play it wide for Stephanie Oakes. Oakes trying to touch it in on Salem. Cross towards the far post, into the side netting.
Not sure if she was trying to shoot that or pull that back a little bit.
Franch's goal kick towards the center circle. One down by Wells, who will dump it right. Volleyed clear now by Perez for Western New York. Now Huster. Spray right for Ingrid Wells. The Georgetown product has McCarty making a run. Instead, she'll play it in the middle for Matheson. Nicely chosen ball. Matheson trying to set up the right foot. Chips it in the middle for Lindsay, who chests it down. It's bumped by Johnson and finally cleared out for a corner kick. So for the third time, Lori Lindsay will jog over to the corner. Her second from the right side will come in the 11th minute of a scoreless game.
That was a good build-up there, starting from their center back from Huster.
She's a midfielder, so she's used to picking those passes. Has been asked to play a little out of position.
Why not? If you can see those types of plays, why not?
Cross from Lindsay is low and easily cleared out. Krieger, miss hit from her as well. Has to go back to Gale. Robin Gale's right-footed ball towards the top of the 18, over Huster's head. Salem will be caught off by Franch. Wambach has maybe touched the ball 3 or 4 times, and they've all been, with her back to the goal, far away from the goal. I think it's where Washington wants her to stay.
Absolutely.
Here she is, flicking the ball with her head wide right for Kerr. Given away under pressure from Toulouse, who finds Roberts. Nice touch again from Oakes. Matheson making the short run. McCarty and Wells in support. Wells is wide open at the far side if they can get her the ball. Goes wide for Matheson. Her cross is blocked by Salen. And now cleared. Kerr shielding nicely. Brings that ball right down. Under pressure from Toulouse and drops it off. Switch of fields looking for Wambach, who chests it down for herself. Sets up the left foot and lays it off. Jokers. Perez. Now Alex Salen. Up the line. Kerr. Doubles back, stumbles, and draws the foul from Oaks. Dangerous spot for a free kick here, especially with Abby Wambach in the middle to get on the end of it.
Yeah, I don't think it was worth that much. I don't think that foul was worth it.
2-player wall for Washington. Gale will draw the duty of marking Wambach. Also Roberts in the vicinity. Right-footed ball comes in towards the top of the 18, headed out by Krieger. Bad touch there, gives it away to Lori Lindsay. Now McCarty on the move as Lindsay brings it up and plays it through, and the ball is disappointing. Picked off by Reynolds. Excuse me, by Johnson.
McCarty's run was a little too straight there. Maybe if she would have taken the defender away a little bit, would have created a bit more space for her.
Zerboni settles well off that high pass. Lays it off wide left for Wambach. She'll hustle and not be able to slide and keep that alive. 13th minute, no score. Krieger's throw. Headed by Reynolds. Brought down now by the captain, Zerboni, who dumps it off for Wambach. Marked tightly by Huster. She'll double back. Matheson gets a foot in. Now Krieger dumps it wide for Wells. Wells up the line for McCarty. Pass is blocked, I believe, and it will be a throw for Washington. You see the ribbons on the sideline here at the Maryland SoccerPlex. Of course, in honor of the tragic events in Boston and in memory of those who have died. And nice little touch from the SoccerPlex grounds crew. Krieger. Lindsay. Robin Gale. Huster. Gale again. Lindsay. Huster. Plays it up, looking for Wells. It's a nice ball if Wells can run it down, but too much on that pass. Good idea. Pace of the game is slowed a bit here now that both teams have kind of felt each other out in the first 14 minutes.
They've settled a bit, but it's still some really good soccer. It's fun to watch.
Franch's goal kick up the middle. Header won by Roberts for Washington. One now by Jokers, who dumps off for Zerboni. Wambach will make the run left. Also in support in midfield is Adriana. Played through intended for Kerr, who stumbles, which makes Toulouse's job a little easier, but her chip gives possession right back to Alex Salen in Western New York. Taylor. Jokers. Left now for Reynolds. Chip over the top, looking for Abby Wambach, who is again marked by Huster. Krieger gets a foot in. Wambach wants a foul. And now they'll belatedly call it. Kari Seitz waited for advantage to show up. It didn't show up. Gave away the free kick. And I think Western New York is happier with a free kick than letting that play go on.
Yeah, but I think she made the right call.
Perez will step over this one. Reynolds also in the vicinity. 2-player wall for Washington here in the 16th minute. No score. It'll be a right-footed serve from the Mexican international Perez. Sides will back up the wall a little bit as Wells and Matheson encroached a little bit.
Looks like they have 2 players on Abby Wambach at this time. Yep, there you go.
Perez's serve towards the 6. Easy catch for Ashlyn Harris.
Bit of a sandwich there for Abby.
Good distribution as well to Oaks. Matheson calling for the ball in the middle. Oaks still on the ball. Pressured by Salen. She works towards the top of the 18, tries a left-footed shot, and that hopeful shot goes high and wide. And a nice catch by somebody behind the goal. Future goalkeeper.
Yeah.
16th minute, about to be the 17th. No score between Washington and Western New York. Thanks for joining us. Danielle Malagari alongside me, Michael Minnick. It's Danielle's first time, but you wouldn't know it. You're doing a nice job.
Well, thank you.
Wambach. Plays it right. Here's Kerr. The Australian going against Toulouse. Kerr towards the top of the 18, lays it off now for Perez. Perez, wide right. Oaks wanted offside, but not going to get that call. Cross is blocked. Lindsay brings it down with a heavy touch and gives possession right back to Jokers. Kerr will resume the charge. Cross towards the far side, brought down now by Zerboni off the deflection. Zerboni for Adriana, and her shot. Bit of an odd hop there, but Harris was in good position, cradled it, made the catch on the bounce.
As the sun goes down here, it's going to definitely get a little bit wet out there, so they definitely have to watch those skips across the box.
That's exactly what they want. Good job.
Punt from Ashlyn Harris towards McCarty. Header won instead by Jokers, who adjusts the face mask after winning that ball. Oaks, Matheson, Roberts, and the ball behind McCarty. Going back to Jokers, I'm not sure I could play with one of those things. One of those face masks.
Is it a broken nose? Is that what's going on?
I'm not sure.
Either way, it's got to be difficult.
Jokers didn't play in the match last week, so you figure if it was a broken nose, it was a recent one.
Mm-hmm.
Kept her out of the lineup. Angela Salem got the start, went 45 minutes, and then Amy Barzik came in and played the second 45 in that midfield spot that Jokers is in today. Perez keeps it alive on the sideline. Good weighted chip for Kerr. Kerr working towards the 18, cuts it back, but nobody home for that cross. But again, like you mentioned, ball a little slick, takes a skip, and is given away. Toulouse, though, recovers and finds Matheson, who's been popping up everywhere on the field. Chip towards the middle. Header won by Western New York. Dropped back by Jokers. Brittany Taylor, square for Johnson. Ball left, headed down by Krieger. With only one game tonight, it's a chance for Washington to at least temporarily move into first place with a win. They can get on 4 points. Ball laid off nicely. Here's Adriana at the top of the 18. Stutter step as Gale marks her well. Ball back for Perez. Now McCall Zerboni. Trying to play in Wambach, but the pass is blocked and cleared. Only as far as Reynolds, though. Gets a 1-2 from Zerboni. Plays it in the middle, blocked by Lindsay. McCall Zerboni picks it up again. And her pass is again blocked by Roberts, but again, Zerboni in the right spot to pick it up and play it right. Dangerous ball. Kerr in the 18. Cross towards the 6. Volley from Wambach is off the crossbar. Second ball battled for as Perez goes down in a heap, and Wells will shepherd it out towards Krieger. And Krieger will chip it out for a throw-in, but Abby Wambach, snake bit there, right off the bar. Best chance for Western New York or for either team, really, 20 minutes in.
Spirit got away with one there.
Open was Abby Wambach on that play as well, which is a no-no.
Wide open.
Throw over Wambach, volley cleared by Gale. Jokers. Back for Brittany Taylor. Taylor missed the year at UConn. She actually hurt herself sliding down an icy driveway. Her driveway was icy one winter in stores, fell down, injured herself, and missed the entire season.
Wow, what type of injury was it?
Shot from deep by Adriana over the bar. I think it might have been a torn ACL. Don't quote me on that, but it was a freak injury where she was just outside, normal day, walking to her car, fell down her driveway.
Terribly unfortunate.
Actually was recruited to UConn as a forward, but then was converted to defender later on by Lynn Santiris and was one of the best ones in the Big East.
You won't believe how many times that happens. You get recruited as a forward or midfielder, and you're oftentimes converted to a center back or outside back.
Roberts volleys it and draws a foul. Free kick will come in the 21st minute. No score here between Western New York and Washington. Best chance for the Flash came about 2 minutes ago. Abby Wambach heading off the bar off Sam Kerr's cross. Washington's had a couple half chances. Matheson probably had the best with her right-footed shot that went about a foot wide of the far post. Toulouse. Roberts. All the way back for Gale. Chip forward looking for Oaks. Brought down by Salen. Now volleyed on by Brittany Taylor. Oaks with the long shot, but caught by Adriana Franch. Franch will roll it out. Zerboni. Reynolds. Pressure by Matheson. She'll give it away to Krieger. Her pass intended for Wells is broken up. Jokers. Now McCall Zerboni gives it away to Matheson. Wells. Krieger. To the feet of McCarty. And her pass laid off is given away to Adriana. The counter is on with Wambach. Back for Adriana. Laid into the path again of Wambach. Gale coming over from her center back spot to corral it and play it up the line. Wells unable to bring that down firmly, and the ball goes out for a throw-in in the 22nd minute. Krieger will take for McCarty. Pressured by Estelle Johnson, she'll give away to Zerboni. Reynolds. Chip is blocked off of McCarty, but lucky for Western New York, it falls right to Estelle Johnson, who clears. Matheson. Overlapping is Wells. She'll get it. Wells on the right flank. Fakes the cross, now cuts back. Sets up the left foot. Cross towards the 6, comes in low and is cleared. Wells will get a second look at it. Instead, she'll watch it go out for a throw-in. Takes a cookie for Matheson. Matheson turning the corner on Zerboni. Trying to get to the end line. Cuts back now and looks for Wells. Plays it now on the floor for Wells. Krieger's in support. She'll get the pass from Wells. Krieger, 30 yards out on the right side, lays it off again. Here's Wells. McCarty making a run towards the 18. Drop back now for Matheson. Towards Oaks. On the floor, intended for Lindsay, broken up. Good shape there from Western New York to really not allow that fissure to open for a pass.
Yeah, they got a good amount of numbers in behind the ball there.
Perez. Wide for Kerr. She'll work against Kika Toulouse. Cross comes in high towards the 6. Wambach rising for it. Header won by by Gale. Second shot from Adriana. Bounces to Harris.
Krieger was tracking Wambach the whole entire time, had her in her eyesight the whole time. Well done.
Wambach has definitely favored the left side of the field, and I think that's because Kerr has been so good on the right.
Absolutely.
You're working towards that cross and being in position for that cross.
The majority of their play has come down from the right flank, so.
Matheson. Good layoff into space intended for Oaks, but it's cleared. Out for a throw-in. Yeah, Zerboni has really played a little bit deeper as a midfielder to handle Krieger and her runs forward, and that's kind of made it lopsided with the right side of the attacking side for Western New York.
Right.
Throwing up the line. Blocked by Oaks. It'll stay in play. Chip back by Toulouse for Gale. Now for Huster under pressure. Huster goes back to Harris. Had to be accurate with that pass and was.
It was a little dangerous there. She got it done.
Flag is up on Tiffany McCarty. Free kick will come for Western New York in the 25th minute. No score. Something we talked about before the game, Danielle, was week one, play was a little ragged sometimes, but that's just going to get better and better and better as these teams get chemistry.
I think it's already better than what was last week's games.
Flicked on by Wambach. Krieger with a vital touch to deny Adriana, who was in the box. Now Zerboni plays it forward. Passes block again by Krieger. Now Wells for Lindsay. Krieger. Chip forward intended for McCarty. Chested down by Jokers. Perez. Drops it back. Johnson. Passes broken up by Roberts. Adriana will drop it back to Taylor. Ball over the top intended for Abby Wambach. Flicked on by her head intended for Perez. But Krieger there. She volleys it for Lindsay. Wide for Wells, who plays it up the line just to keep it in play pretty much. Let her team get its shape back defensively. But Reynolds a little too casual getting to that ball, which let McCarty back into play. Now it's cleared up the sideline. Wells sees that she's close to the sideline and lets it roll up for the throw. Krieger throwing it into the path of McCarty, who will try and chip it up. She and Oaks weren't quite on the same page there, and it's cleared. Krieger for Washington. Wide for Wells. In the middle now for Matheson. She'll work on Jokers, played up the line for McCarty, who was a step slow to realize that ball was going to come wide, and therefore it goes out for a goal kick. But there it is right there. You know, Matheson's only really been with this team for 2 weeks, so that little bit of extra understanding hasn't quite developed yet between her and somebody like Tiffany McCarty.
Absolutely.
Franch's goal kick will come in the 27th minute, no score. Jokers wins the header over Ingrid Wells. Krieger back for Huster. Ashlyn Harris will clear it. Matheson got a flick on there, but Johnson clears it again for Western New York. Krieger heads it. Now volleyed again high by Reynolds. Inside comes Kerr with a nice header. Krieger breaks up the run of Adriana. Now Roberts will drop it for Gale. Matheson. Toulouse. Tiffany McCarty broken up. Header by Roberts gives possession away to Jokers, who dumps it wide. Here's Kerr. Back for Alex Salin. Now Brittany Taylor.
I would like to see Tiffany McCarty try to hold the ball a little bit more for the Spirit.
Very important when you're playing kind of as that lone striker to be able to do that.
Yes.
Ball up the line, intended for Kerr. Turns the corner on Toulouse, but stumbles a bit, loses the handle, and watches it roll out for a goal kick.
Toulouse just disrupted her run a little bit. Well done.
Toulouse had to play a lot in the center just because of numbers in the preseason without Robin Gale here, and so she's played a lot outside back in college especially, but still a little bit of an adjustment to get used to being on the left again.
She's doing well.
Oaks and Salem battle for that header. Oaks will keep it alive on the far sideline, gives possession away to Perez. Adriana can't get the handle. It goes through to Kika Toulouse, who chips it towards McCarty, who heads it into the path of Wells. Instead, volleyed down by Reynolds. Now Jokers. Perez. Tackle won by Lindsay, but it rolls right to Brittany Taylor. Chip looking for Wambach's run. Huster and Gale in pursuit. And cleared out by Tori Huster for a throw-in. Up comes Alex Salin to take this throw. The flash right back in the 29th minute. Wambach will walk towards the penalty spot, marked by Gale. Now hands off that assignment to Huster. Left-footed cross comes in towards the 6. Wambach rises forward. Header saved by Harris. What a save that was.
What a save. That was a great.
Ashlyn Harris going to her left, full extension. Abby Wambach hit the bar. That was a better chance. Just saved by Ashlyn Harris.
Ashlyn Harris knows what Wambach's good at, and she was ready for that ball.
Adriana for Perez. As Western New York builds some momentum. Jokers. Pressure by Matheson. Short for Perez. Kerr, or wide right for Salin, who stayed in the attack after the throw-in. Kerr tries to play it back to her, but it's broken up and cleared by Oaks. Skips by McCarty.
That's a ball we would like to see her keep for the team, so then they can step up and join her a bit.
Zerboni. Johnson, the safety valve. Good switch right for Perez. Brings it down smartly with the right foot and chips it over the top, looking for Abby Wambach. Marked by Allie Krieger. She'll try the hopeful left-footed shot, and Harris will watch that pop fly and catch it. I wonder if she has any shortstop experience from softball or baseball. Had to call upon that there.
Yeah, read the path of the ball well.
Maybe center field. Good spot for a goalkeeper. Punt from Harris. Headed by McCarty, but right to Brittany Taylor. Perez. Wide right. It's Kerr. Back for Perez again. Ship up the right side for the overlapping Salin. Nicely weighted ball for Alex Salin as Oaks comes back, gets a piece of the ball, and just the ball according to Kari Seitz as play goes on.
That was a good tackle. She won the ball.
Kerr. Jokers. Opening up left is Reynolds, but the pass off the mark, out for a throw-in in the 31st minute of a scoreless game. After a good start, Washington's been more on the defensive side the last few minutes. Abby Wambach's had 2 great chances, hit the bar once, and then was denied by a gorgeous save from Ashlyn Harris. Krieger. Wells. Gets possession away to Reynolds. In the middle for Perez. Now to the feet of Adriana. Jokers. Drops it. Johnson gives possession away to Matheson. Roberts. Lindsay. Good defending there. 3-on-1 from Western New York, and they win possession back. Time and space for Jokers in the center of the park. She'll go right for Kerr. Marked by Kika Toulouse. The Australian goes to work. Kerr trying to touch. Pass is blocked. Her feet are so quick. Toulouse did well with her positioning, but Kerr very fast.
Yeah, just kept her body behind the ball. It was well done. Could Could have sworn that went out on the Spirit.
Toulouse is taking it. That's one of those things where you grab the ball and hope it's your ball.
Yeah.
The referee says, okay.
Who
You're
knows?
like, all right, I'll just keep it. McCarty turning one. That's the kind of play she needs to make, right?
Absolutely. Just keep it for him. Let's get numbers forward. See what we can do.
Draws a foul. And that's something that, yes, it's important in the college game, but it's not as important as it is in the pro game. Huster. Chip forward for Wells. Lays it off for Matheson. Here's the Canadian 35 yards from goal. Krieger overlapping wide right. She'll get it. Krieger's first time ball comes in low towards the 6, cleared by Western New York. Too tall for Zerboni, and Wallenbach will slide and keep that in play. McCall Zerboni, not a lot of support, but she will dump it right for Sam Kerr. The 19-year-old Australian battling Toulouse again. Toulouse gets a foot in to win the tackle. Kerr stumbles. No foul. Ball stays in play for Toulouse, who will shield it. Out for a throw-in.
That was a great defensive play.
Kerr, just 19 years old. She started her pro career when she was 15. From Perth, Australia.
She's 15. She started at 15. Now she's how old?
Now she's 19.
All right.
She's a veteran at
She's
this
got
point.
a ways to go, though.
Sailing. Taylor's chip up the right side. And up for a throw-in. End of the 34th minute. No score here between the Washington Spirit and Western New York Flash. Michael Minnick alongside Danielle Malagari. Join this somewhat breezy but nice evening here at the Maryland SoccerPlex, as is a packed house. Perez. On the floor for Adriana. Wide right for Salen. Left foot across towards the 18, volley clear by Huster. McCarty chests it down. Pass is blocked. Gale will recover, play Toulouse, good ball for Roberts. Lindsay. Wells wants it wide right. Lindsay looks that way and plays it short for Krieger. Krieger has time and space to attack, and she will up that right side. Still nobody marking Ali Krieger as the defender slips. Ball up the line for Matheson. Matheson trying to keep it alive, and the cross is blocked by Johnson out for a corner kick. Fourth of the match for the Spirit will come in the 35th minute. Matheson will walk this one to the corner. Lindsay's taken every set piece so far, but Matheson thinking about maybe taking this one herself. Lindsay's an option short. Matheson will leave it for Lori Lindsay. Wells will make the near post run. Everybody else milling around the top of the 18 on the far side. Huster now joining the charge in the 6th. Lindsay on the floor for Matheson. Matheson fakes the cross, trying to get an angle on Yoker. Splits the defenders. Matheson in the box, keeps it alive, and they're going to say that ball did go out, but what a move from Matheson.
A bit of creativity there. That was great. Fortunately, touched a little bit too far, but that was well done.
Matheson adjusting the socks before getting back in. She faked herself out of her own socks, maybe.
Guess so.
France really hasn't been called upon to make a lot of big saves. Certainly not as big as the one Ashlyn Harris made about 10 minutes ago in Happy Wambach. Full extension to her left. Harris made that save. Wambach's also hit the bar. And Washington, after a pretty good early flurry, have not really had a clear shot in 20 or 25 minutes. Krieger. Huster. Throw from McCarty. The channel was there. The pass wasn't really quite in that channel, though.
Straight ball to straight runner. Sometimes doesn't work. Most of the times it doesn't work.
Franch's punt. One in the air by Roberts, who pops it up for Lindsay. She'll win the ball over Yokers. Stephanie Oakes trying to turn on Salen and does so. Oakes charging up the left side. Has McCarty and Mathis' support. The touch is too heavy. Taylor wins it away and touches it for Yokers. Given away back, though. Sliding challenge on the pass intended for McCarty. Now it's Oakes. Marked by Alex Salen. Oakes will work towards the 18. Cross is blocked. And will knuckle out for a throw-in. Oakes will take the throw. Looking for Roberts. It goes over her, and Franch off her line to pick it up on one bounce.
they haven't really been able to build much out there on the left side. Every cross they've attempted to hit has been blocked.
Great punt. Headed by Gale. Yokers will chip it left for McCall Zerboni, the versatile midfielder from UCLA who also captained the Flash on their trip to the 2012 WPSL Elite title. Also played for the team in WPS. Perez. Taylor with time and space to pick out a ball. She'll go over the top for Wambach. Over Krieger and Wambach. It'll come towards the far side. Huster battling Wambach for it, and the ball is knocked out for a Flash throw-in as we move into the 38th minute. Reynolds will take the throw-in for Western New York, targeting Wambach, who flicks it on nicely into the 6. Harris off her line to pick it up. '38th minute. No score between the Spirit and the Flash here at the Maryland SoccerPlex. Home opener for the Spirit. Good crowd here. That smell of the famous Dave's barbecue is starting to drive me crazy.
You read my mind.
Beer garden, also operated by famous Dave's to our right, is packed with supporters standing watching this game from behind A.D. Franch's goal. Cross comes in towards Wambach, rises for the header, pops it up, and picked up on a bounce by Harris. I think Krieger might have got a piece of that one as well.
Krieger was there, very well positioned.
Lindsay off the throw. Matheson making the central run, running hard too, and the ball goes her way, but well picked out by Taylor on that angle, and that allowed Franch to come off her line and make a pretty easy scoop.
Like we said earlier, those straight balls are going to just skip right into the goalkeeper's hands.
Franch's ball, brought down by Krieger. Wambach gets a touch in to win it. Perez for Yokers in the center circle. Chip right for Kerr. Kept in play nicely. The pass right to Matheson as Washington will now counter. McCarty lays it off for Lori Lindsay. Opening up right as Wells for Lindsay. She'll play it for her. Here's the Georgetown product, Ingrid Wells. 18 yards from goal on the right side. Setting up the left foot as she doubles back. Here's Krieger. Back for Gale. Wambach pressuring from behind and just getting that pass off to Huster. Chip over the top by Huster, but Matheson was coming back to make sure she was still onside and just halted her run. Easy play for Franch. Punt towards Kerr. Wynn getting a piece of that one, I think, as well, and Toulouse steps up low to win it and keep it in play. Has McCarty short. She'll play it into the channel, but Taylor did well to put a body on McCarty and then peel off and pick off that ball. Plays it off of McCarty for a goal kick.
I don't think we've really been able to see much of McCarty's speed yet in this first half. Hopefully she breaks out in the second half with something.
Well, we talked about those straight passes. You don't have the speed to run those like you want a diagonal ball. If you play that to the corner, she can burn that defender and get it and then maybe pass it back to somebody else.
And sometimes when those balls are played, you just see her kind of halt her run a bit. She hasn't even anticipated some of the balls.
Kerr's chip forward for Zerboni. Zerboni touching it over Gale's head, but Gale picks it up on the other side. The window is there for about a half second, but closed down well. Perez. Zerboni. Back for Yokers. Under heat from Matheson, she'll look left and is forced back to Estelle Johnson. The former Kansas Jayhawk right on the center circle will chip it forward. Wambach's header. Picked off by Toulouse. On the floor now for Oaks. Through into the channel for Lindsay. Taylor will make sure it goes out for a throw. I think Lindsay kind of knew that was going to go out. She didn't sprint full speed for that one. Perez's touchback. Taylor will watch it roll to Franch, who will clear right-footed towards the far side. Stays in play. Kerr against Toulouse. Ball falls at the feet of Perez, who chips it up the right side. Gale wins it in front of Wambach for Lindsay. Now Wells. Stolen away by Yokers. Zerboni, double team, drops it back for Yokers, who goes left. Kat Reynolds with time to take a touch and collect. For Yokers again. Reynolds chipping it forward and nobody home. Huster will recover and drop for Harris. 42nd minute, no score. Lindsay. Huster. Back again for Harris. Bit of a miss hit there. Adriana wins the header back. Perez trying to turn on Lindsay. I don't think either player knew where that ball was for a half second, and it is cleared.
Huster gets a little fancy with her layoffs too, Ashlyn Harris.
And a push on Oaks as she impeded Salen's progress. Free kick for Western New York. Taylor will take her time with this free kick. Bangs it left. Brought down by Krieger, who will knock it clear with her left foot right to McCarty. McCarty laying it off. Oops, will chip it right into the path of Matheson. Matheson can't bring it down with her first touch, but it skips to her right foot. Matheson on the right edge, working towards the box now. Matheson trying to get on the corner. Matheson wins the corner as Reynolds comes sliding in to knock it out.
I would have liked to seen that diagonal ball driven a little bit more. I think it got a bit too much air underneath it, so Matheson had to wait for the ball a little bit. She was well beyond the back line. She had to wait a bit for that.
We talked about McCarty not really finding space with those runs. Matheson's been the player that's been making the dangerous runs.
On that right flank. She's been great.
Lori Lindsay will take this corner. No look at a short one this time. This will be a driven ball. Hand comes up. Right-footed serve comes in. Towards the far post. Caught well by Franch in traffic. Ball, I think, was a little bit behind her. She had to stick the arms out.
Yeah.
Full extension to catch it.
Looks like we have two Spirit plays that just bumped into each other.
McCarty is one of them.
And Krieger.
Both are back on their feet, jogging back. They're both okay. The nice thing, too, about being close to halftime, you play about 2 more minutes and you can check the combo without Ben. We're going to have a drop ball here. Yeah, ball is dropped, and Franch will pick it up on the bounce. Punt. One down by Krieger for Lindsay. Short for Matheson. She will turn and face. Play it through, looking for the run of Oaks. And again, Taylor doing just enough.